Shalom. Hi, my name is Ginger, and I wanted to share a dream that I had. I'm a believer in the Messiah. I call him by his Hebrew name. It is Yahusha. You can see this by looking at the Paleo-Hebrew letters. The letter J is only about 500 years old, so the name Jesus is not the correct name for the Messiah. You can get Hallelujah scriptures by going to www.hallelujahtscriptures.com, and you can get a copy from them for free if you're poor, or if you are able to afford to donate, that would be great. And in the back they have a Paleo Hebrew chart with the sounds that each letter makes, and you can look up for the name of the Messiah and see that it is Yahusha. His name means I am your deliverer. And then the name of the Father is found in Psalm 68:4. The shortened name of the Father is Yah, Y-A-H. It means I am. Or you can look in the preface of most versions of the Word and see that they admit to removing his name. They have it as all capital letters Y-H-W-H. I spell it Y-A-H-U-A-H and pronounce it Yahuwah. It means I am the self-existing one. Okay, so you'll be hearing Yahuwah and Yahusha throughout this dream that I'm going to share with you. I had a dream that this really smooth, slick talking preacher at a Christian church was dressed in white and really flashy, and he was really charming. Though he was a very handsome black man that was very, very charming. He was smooth talking, and anyway, I had been invited by somebody to go to this church in my dream, and at first I did not want to go, but I went ahead and went, and I had I think around $200. I think it was maybe $240 in my purse that nobody knew I had. But I got there, and this preacher was he was saying nice things to me about like complimenting me too much, and complimenting the beautiful women in the congregation, and he was just really smooth talking, really repulsive, really, because he was not a pure man. He was very greedy. And so anyway, he preached this sermon, and I was not moved by the sermon. And then he started talking about how he needed to collect money, the tithes and offerings. So he passed the plate, and he put such pressure on people to give, mostly through his thoughts. He would stare at the women and their purses, and he would watch all the people who put money in. And I had already told myself that I was not going to give anything to this congregation, to this pastor, because I didn't feel in my heart that he was going to help the poor like the Word tells us to. Most of the money, if you read in the Renewed Covenant, in the New Covenant, most of the money that was collected, the donations and tithes, offerings, were given to the poor. Now I realize a portion was used for the one giving the word, for the pastor, because he also had to eat. So a small portion was used, but nowadays people have it backwards. Most pastors use about 80 or 90% of the money that comes in, and they toss a little bit to the poor. They might give 5% to the poor, or maybe 10%. But that's backwards. It should be, most of the money should go to help the orphans and the widows and the poor people. Okay, so anyway, back to the dream. I was sitting there a couple rows back by my friend that had invited me, and I felt him staring at me, and staring at my purse and watching my every move, and for some reason I reached into my purse against what I felt in my heart to do, and I put all the money that was in my purse into the offering plate. And so I just wanted to share this dream, and that was basically the end of the dream. I went home feeling like I had given the money to a bad organization, to a bad congregation, because he was very greedy, and he was going to use that money for more fancy suits. His suit was so expensive, it looked like $1,000 suit. And you know, we're told not to be, not to buy expensive clothes in the book of Timothy. I believe it's First Timothy. So anyway, a lot of these congregations have it all wrong. They use the incorrect name for Messiah. They say Jesus. And I can understand if they do not know, but once somebody shows them the truth, I believe they should use the true name of Messiah, and also the name of Yah or Yahuwah. They should use Abba Father's name. And so I ended up, leaving the congregation, and then I woke up. But when I woke up, I felt so almost like ripped off. And that's how I believe a lot of these preacher pimps are. I call them preacher pimps because these greedy ones, no, not all of them are preacher pimps, but some of them are, most of them are, and they want the money, and they want to pocket most of that money for themselves. And so that's wrong. We're told in the Word not to be greedy, and I know in the last days there will be people that are lovers of themselves, not lovers of Yah, Almighty One, but lovers of pleasure. And that's what it is. It's a pleasure of the flesh to spend that money on themselves. And they're lover of themselves. They're heaping up this money up on themselves. And so I just wanted to warn you, if you're in a congregation and you are feeling something in your spirit, in your heart, that isn't quite right, it could be this. You may be feeling that you should leave that congregation. Right now, I don't go to a congregation. I read the Word every day to my children, and I would like to go to one, but I haven't been able to find one in my town that uses the true Hebrew name of the Messiah and the true name of Abba Father, and I haven't been able to find one that helps the poor like we are told to do. But if I do find one, I will be going to a congregation. Right now my congregation is fellowshipping with my grown-up daughter and my children, my little children, my 4-year-old, my 6-year-old, my 8-year-old, and my 10-year-old. So I wanted to share this important dream so that I could warn you believers out there who love the Messiah to be very careful about where you choose to meet up for congregation, for your fellowship, because we are held accountable for everything we do, everything we think, everything we do, and everything we say. I realize we are saved by unmerited favor of the Messiah through belief in Him, as it says in Romans 10:9 and Ephesians 2:8 and 9. I believe that, and I live by that. I have accepted the Messiah into my life. His blood is what cleanses me. But after we do accept Him, we are to show our love to Him by obeying the Messiah, obey the Messiah's commands. And so, because there's a verse that says, if ye love me, keep my commands. So after we do get saved by unmerited favor through faith in Messiah, we should obey what He said to do. So that's about it. I just wanted to share that dream and encourage you to get into the Word. Have a great day. Shalom.